Welcome to the third webinar on resources for adult educators working with learners with disabilities. This is part 3, which explores 3 playlists which are particularly relevant to adult educators. Playlists 3, 4, and 5 provide specific guidance on inclusive ways of interacting with individuals with disabilities. Playlist 5 on technology access is one of the most resource-rich playlists. There are so many technology applications available to learners with and without disabilities. I look forward to providing you with a brief sampling of what these 3 playlists have to offer. The purpose of the Disability Etiquette playlist is to provide guidance on interacting with people with disabilities. Etiquette supports respectful, appropriate, and comfortable two-way communication. We have examples of video resources in this playlist. Let's start with the Computer Electronic Accommodations Program online trainings. CAP offers a set of 6 short animated videos on disability etiquette focused on interacting with individuals with specific types of disabilities. The 6-part series starts out with a general overview and then provides examples of interactions with individuals with a range of disabilities. These include dexterity and mobility, blind or low vision, deaf or hard of hearing, cognitive limitations, and communication limitations. The video's lengths span between 2.5 and 5.5 minutes. I find the videos practical and informative. The second video resource has a little different flavor. The Disability Sensitivity Training video is a little under 4 minutes. It uses an examples and non-examples format, intermixing awkward and insensitive communications with tips on appropriate communication. Let's watch the first minute to see the points that it makes.
Good morning, Bob.
Morning there, big man. Morning, Alice!
There's no need to be awkward.
Poor Bob. Like so many of us, he just doesn't know how to interact with people with disabilities.
It's pretty easy, really. People with disabilities are people first.
We need the same things that every person needs, like respect.
Good morning, everyone.
Attention!
Okay. Maybe we need to be more specific.
The easiest way to show respect is to focus on the person, not the disability. It's okay. You'll get the hang of it.
One easy way to focus on the person is to watch the person signing and not their interpreter.
Or their companion.
It's really cool that you'd like to help, but do us both a favor and please ask me first. What you think might be helping?
I got you.
Wait, ah! Oh no, might actually not.
If you'd like to offer me help, let me hold on to your elbow. Don't take mine.
Hey, would you like to take my arm?
Sure.
Assistive devices help us to live our lives. They're really important and really personal.
Grabbing them only makes it weird for everyone.
What?
Please only touch our devices and service animals if we've given you permission. And don't take it personally if I ask you not to. Remember that my service animal helps me all the time. Neither of us would like it if we were separated.
Remember, we make our own decisions. We sign documents, vote, volunteer, work, and pay taxes.
We get married.
So don't address me just because I have a great smile.
Just because I'm blind
May I help you?
does not mean I'm deaf.
No, I think he said he was gonna come back. Just because I'm deaf doesn't mean I'm blind.
And just because I use a wheelchair doesn't mean that I can't sweep you off your feet.
So take a deep breath, relax, we don't bite.
Unless we're really hungry.
Hello there, ladies. How are you?
Hello. And if you're not sure what to do, just ask.
Hi, would you still like to see a menu?
No thanks, but can you please read it to me?
Sure, definitely.
Just treat us the way you would want to be treated, and we'll all be okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alice.
Morning.
Awkward no more. Nice job, Bob. Go forth and be human.
There's no need to be awkward.
Now that we've viewed some etiquette tips, let's move on to playlists that more directly address teaching. There are two playlists that address physical and technology access to programs. Both feature resources on universal design. Universal design means that we plan up front that our facilities and services accommodate people with a broad range of abilities, ages, languages, cultures, and learning characteristics. And thinking about universal design for physical access, I want to highlight a 4-page guide that I think is helpful. The guide provides the legal basis of universal design in 2 paragraphs. It reinforces that providing physical access is a provision of the Americans with Disabilities Act. It then provides a brief description of universal design. It lays out a process for planning using universal design principles. Point 3 is a reminder that including consumers is an important consideration and something we sometimes forget. The guide provides examples of considerations. If we look at entrances and routes of travel, we can see some guidelines that we might not consider until it becomes an issue for a person with a physical disability, such as how convenient are wheelchair-accessible parking spaces? How easy is it to open and close doors? I also like the information on page 4. There are more resources if I want to learn more. There is also contact information if I want to ask specific questions. Exploring this document may be it for me in universal design of physical spaces. I've taken a few minutes to orient myself. Or if I'm going to be more involved in physical access, this document could serve as a starting point for my next steps. In the physical access playlist, there are 2 resources that provide guidance on accommodating individuals with service animals. It appears that there is an increasing use of service animals across environments. If you have a learner with a service animal, these guides may be helpful. The Technology Access playlist has an important theme entitled Universal Design for Learning, known as UDL. This is an important framework for adult educators. UDL helps us plan instruction to serve all learners regardless of ability, disability, age, gender, or cultural and linguistic background. CAST is one of the websites identified on this playlist that provides comprehensive resources on UDL. The CAST website hosts a wealth of information. The specific resource listed on this slide, UDL Guidelines, Examples, and Resources, provides an explanation of UDL principles along with instructional examples. Again, exploring this webpage can be done briefly as a way to introduce yourself to UDL. It can also be used in a more systematic manner as a way to extend your instructional repertoire. The Technology Access playlist is rich with information. It provides 53 resources distributed across 5 themes. So we are going to just scratch the surface and look at 2 technology resources focused on assistive technology. And as you can imagine, they are good examples of instructional technology. The Center on Technology and Disability is a website designed to increase our capacity to effectively use assistive and instructional technology. This website is a very comprehensive resource. Let's click on the Teacher button to see the current resources highlighted for teachers. If we click on the e-learning button, we find courses. This example shows self-paced courses that you can log on to when you have time. Let's scroll down and look through the course titles. Which course is of most interest to you? Let's explore the Assistive Technology 101 course. I registered for this course previously. If we click on Explore the Course, we can see a course description, the titles of the course sessions, and that there are support materials and communication tools associated with the class. So all I need is to set a time to get started with the first session. I really like the idea of a self-paced course, but at this point a course is way more than I have time for. But I would like to learn more about assistive technology. The Assistive Technology in Action links to a web page that offers a series of short videos entitled AT in Action. The videos offer real-world examples of how AT is making a difference in the lives of students with disabilities. Given my schedule, I think I will take just 4 minutes and learn how Sam uses assistive technology in school and in his personal life. Let's see what we can learn from Sam.
I am a pretty active guy. I go down here skiing every winter. I am a blogger. I play sports like quick center. I really like baseball, and in high school I played all the Olympic sports, soccer, floor hockey, and softball. Hi, I'm Sam Graves, and I go to school at Minneapolis Community and Technical College in downtown Minneapolis. Because I have cerebral palsy and I use a wheelchair, I use assistive technology to help me out. I use my iPad, my computer, and my voice recorder. Before I use my iPad and my voice recorder to take notes, I had an aide who would take notes for me, but now I can take my own notes. This is my iPad, and let me show you one of my favorite apps I can know. This app is great for recording teachers, lectures, and typing my own notes. This is also great for recording my homework assignments, like when I have to write papers. Here is an example.
Here's the gory details. So Python associates names with values in what Python calls a binding environment. An environment is just a list that associates a name and an entity.
Well, I use a lot. I use the Kindle app, which allows me to read my books on my iPad. Like, for example, right now, I am reading my book for my intercultural communication class on my iPad. Or I like the Kindle app more than a printed book because for me, it is easier to read books on the computer instead of in print. They are a lot easier than a regular book to carry around. This is a digital voice recorder, and I use this app to record lectures, and sometimes I use it to record my homework assignments. I like my technology, but I'm always looking for the latest and coolest piece of technology. When I'm looking for new technology, I usually either go online or read about it in the news. Excuse me, but I have to go write a blog post before I go to my next class.
Watching Sam's video takes me back to the idea of universal design. All of the technologies he is using are regular devices and apps. I can see how these apps could help other learners I know. There's much more to explore in this playlist with many instructionally relevant resources. I encourage you to schedule some time to get to know the Technology Access playlist. Well, it's time to wrap up. In this session, we have explored 3 playlists focusing on etiquette, physical access, and technology access. It is now your time to explore. Enjoy,